Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. As you see by the title below, yes, this is on episode 1 of Rewrite Season 2. Yes, Rewrite Season 2 is finally out now. So, obviously, you know, from when I watched Season 1, it was, in a way, all over the place, and it was pretty damn rushed, and I know that a lot of visual novel readers, it had mixed reviews. Some, like, there were some that were, like, really hateful of it, and some that did enjoy some of the parts of the anime original stuff that did happen in, you know, the first season of Rewrite. And for me, as an anime watcher only, I did not read the visual novels or anything. It was hard for me at times because sometimes there was some confusing moments, and like I said, it was pretty damn rushed. I wish that they did, instead of having it like with this having, you know, 12 episodes and then 12 episodes for, you know, Moon and Terra, which are the two other routes if you did not know. I really wish they would have gave the first season 24 episodes. I think that would have been a lot better, and we would have had a lot more things going for it, and I would have really enjoyed it, honestly. I don't say that the first season of Rewrite was like complete garbage or completely horrible. I did enjoy some parts of it, and overall it wasn't like completely just like all bad. There was some really good parts, like I said before, that I did enjoy Rewrite. I didn't, like, it's not my overall favorite anime of the year or even just like overall one of my top 10, but it was still pretty good in a lot of the things that happened. I still did like the universe of Rewrite, and it definitely did its job in a way that it makes me want to go and read the visual novel. Did I do that yet? No, I did not, because I want to see how the anime would do for this second season first, and then maybe later on I would go and, you know, read the visual novel. I know I told a lot of people that I might go and check it out. That is still something that may happen, but at the moment, no, I am not going to go look at the visual novel. For now, I'm just going to see how the anime does, you know, adapts this overall. So first off, how did I feel about this episode? Not gonna lie, at first I was kind of confused. I didn't really know what was going on with the whole Kotori thing, her aiming a gun at, you know, Kagari. I didn't really know what was going on there. But then after all of that kind of stuff happens, you kind of see what's going on. You see that pretty much, you know, Kotaro is on pretty much, I'm guessing that's the moon, with Kagari, and him and her are, you know, are alone in this area. I'm guessing that's why it's called the moon route, because it is on the moon, right? But pretty much every time he tries to get closer, he gets killed. Of course, we've seen this happen before in his past lives as well. But what we do see is that he has memories, he has dreams. When he dreams, he sees all the memories of everything that's happened before. It's hard, like, he kind of doesn't remember everything fully. Everything comes like all over the place, so it is kind of confusing to him himself. You hear him talk about it throughout the episodes, not really understanding some of the times. Like, he knows it should be memories, but it just seems like sometimes it's literally all over the place, that it does confuse him, which does make sense, because if, you know, every time you woke up, you went to sleep and you had these dreams of different events, of different things happening, that would mean that you had like multiple lives, to which, like, that's not possible, right? You wouldn't think that, but obviously that is what's going on. That is what's happening. We're seeing all his past lives, all those timelines that it ended up not going correctly, and that is the whole thing with Moon, is what someone, you know, some people have said. That is, of course, what Kagari is doing with that, you know, all that information right there. It's pretty much a bunch of different timelines. It's kind of like a, like he was like, she's doing work kind of thing. And in a way she is. I'm not too sure what's the objective of the whole thing. Trying to figure a way that, you know, I guess maybe the world doesn't get destroyed kind of thing. But so far we've seen, it was pretty cool to see that. I know in the original, before the Moon and Terra route, there's supposed to be, obviously, you know, all the girls. It's the regular, you know, beginning part, and then after you can choose which route you want to go with. And it was pretty cool that we got to see all of the different routes. We got to see him with Chihaya. I'm pretty sure the first one was Kotori. There was one with Akane, one with Lucia, one with Shizuru. So it was overall pretty cool. There's even one with another girl that I'm not really too sure who she is. I think it's just a random person. I'm not too sure. But it was pretty interesting to see. We got to see like every single one of these kind of different routes. Some of them obviously got more focused, like the Chihaya and the, you know, Kotori at the very beginning. But overall, it was honestly pretty nice to see all that, especially considering, you know, I would love to see and go more into these routes, which of course that will happen when I go and, you know, read the visual novel. But as you guys know from the last season, my favorite character is Akane, and it was kind of sad they didn't really show too much except for, like, oh yeah, we had an adult relationship. I'm like, yeah, okay. And there was some, fan service here and there, comedy here and there with, numerous of his deaths, and also, there was the Lucia thing as well with the bath kind of stuff. So I'm not too sure if that's how it is, because I do know that when they did make the last season, there was a lot of anime original things, and most of it had to do with, like, for some reason they put in comedy when I feel like they didn't need to, and like fan service when obviously there wasn't in the original. So I'm not too sure how well, this is being adapted, if that stuff was in it. Overall, for me, I think it was okay to put it in this episode. Like, when they started doing so many comedy and not having enough serious tone for like going towards the end of the first season, that's where I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like that. I'm all good for adding some comedy in, adding some fan service in, as long as it's not too much, and as long as it's not like, pushing you away from the main story. Overall, for this one, it made sense. It was him in his past lives with all the girls and everything. You get to see him kind of ponder on, his thoughts and all these kinds of things going throughout the city, seeing like it's not just a desert city, there used to be people here kind of thing, and we get to see him, each of these different objects in different areas, connection to the different girls. So overall, it was pretty interesting of an episode. I definitely did enjoy it, and slowly, step by step, he was able to get closer and closer to Kagadi. I'm still not too sure what's going on here. How come he can't really hear her? Obviously his memories are still jumbled, but he still does know that he has met her before. He doesn't really know their connection or all that kind of stuff fully, but there is, obviously a knowing that obviously he knew her name, even though when she tried to talk, it was all like, I'm not too sure what's going on there, or why she's not like really talking to him or explaining anything. But it should be interesting to see where it goes on from here. Obviously at first, like, some of the deaths were just like him, going, melting in lava, getting cut his head off, all that kind of stuff that we, some of the stuff we've seen before. And then, of course, there was the one where, that thing that she's doing, that is literally information, like a theory and everything. And there's so much information on that when he touched it, his head literally blew up. That part, I was like, oh, holy crap, I did not expect that to happen at all. But obviously, it starts to slowly, he gets closer and closer till, he's able to be like right in front of her and everything. They get closer in a relationship where he is giving her some of her fee cough, I think that's what she called it. And she started enjoying the coffee as well, until the point where she finally, held his hand and pulled him onto the thing. He was okay. Obviously, he was tearing up and everything. And it was a very emotional, feelsy moment straight up at the beginning of the season. So I definitely did enjoy that part. I was just like, oh, he finally got there, and all, everything he was saying. It was nice to see that kind of stuff, and see that we do get at least some closure of him. At least, like, it's not like they ended this episode with him like just dying again. They ended it with him being able to get onto there with her. The whole kind of moments where her wiping his tear and looking at it and everything. It was pretty damn cute, honestly. I will admit that. As a anime watcher only, I still am confused on a little bit of the things, because honestly, it is like, I just know that this is a different route. This is the moon route. He's there with Kagadi. He's obviously, everything that was happening was his memories and everything. He's slowly getting closer and closer until he finally does get close to her. What is going to happen after this, I am not sure. But honestly, I thought this was a really good first episode, considering everything that happened at the end of the first season, how it went, how it felt rushed. I'm feeling hopeful that maybe this season can be a lot better. Honestly, when, like, lots of the times when I talked about Rewrite possibly having a second season, I was really hoping for it to be so they had more time to, develop more things and, explain more things. Sure, they wanted to end the first route right there and then, and not, expand it into a 24 episode season and then have Moon and Terra after. Instead, they're going straight into Moon and Terra. But a lot of people have been saying, like, I did see a lot of people really do enjoy the Moon and Terra route, so I cannot wait to see how it's gonna be overall. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. There's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And please, this is something I always want to know, considering this is like a huge visual novel that a lot of people love. I know there's a lot of people that probably hate this, and there's some people that do like it as well. As the season 1, there was people that said they hated it and people that said they liked it. To me, both in their different opinions. I want to know, visual novel readers, how did you feel about this episode? how was it adapted so far? No spoilers, obviously, but I want to know, was it adapted well? Did they do a good job? And overall, what are your thoughts on how the rest of the season is gonna go? Is it hopeful? Is it bad? I want to know everything, what you guys think. And as always, anime watchers only, feel free to comment below what you guys thought about this episode, if you're confused on anything as well, or just your overall thoughts and opinions of how this episode went and how the season will go from here on out. Feel free to comment below that as well. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.